Nate,
Well,
I have a listicle. I think you have a listicle too. Mine's stories though.
we both do. However, mine, and I don't know how we all just, this isn't planned, but we all did exorcism stuff today.
Whoa, it's in the air.
I have Ranker's 15 exorcisms gone terrifyingly wrong.
Oh no. What
See,
about the
I
ones
have
that went
12.
terribly right?
I have 12 real ghost stories you won't want to read at night.
Awesome.
All right, so I did look up exorcisms gone right, and they also went wrong. There
Okay.
are
Surprisingly, not a lot of them.
All right, hit us with it, Nate, and then I'll end us with some spooky ghost stories that you shouldn't listen to at night in this case.
Trigger warning: knives, kids, etc.
Just life, just all of it. Get ready.
So this is the first one is the exorcism of Annalise Michel.
I know this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. In 1976, a 23-year-old German girl named Annalise Michel died of dehydration and malnutrition after more than 60 exorcisms were performed on her throughout a period of 10 months.
Oish.
Her troubles started at 16 when she had a seizure. One seizure, and they were like, that's got to be a demon.
Come look at her.
She was later diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy and depression. She was also reported to loathe religious icons, hear voices, and became suicidal. Her family was convinced and she was possessed, and eventually talked to a pair of priests into exorcising her. Her parents and the priests were convicted of negligent homicide. It's very close to what happened in Jordan's story. Also turned into the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose. The next one is The Exorcism of Bridget Cleary. Bridget Cleary was an Irish woman murdered by her husband, Michael Cleary, in 1895. Michael believed that Bridget had been kidnapped by fairies and that she was actually a changeling.
Okay.
It happens.
He either murdered her and set her body on fire or lit her on fire while she was still alive. The article doesn't cover how the sequence of events went, but prior to her death, Bridget had been sick, possibly with pneumonia or tuberculosis. So presumably this lady started coughing and her husband was like, I can't have that in the house.
Yeah.
I'll light you on fire.
Yikes.
The Exorcist, all of these are awful.
Yeah.
By
I'm ready for it. I know
The
what
Exorcism-
exercise means.
Yeah.
Our podcast is labeled explicit. Get into it.
The Exorcism of Isra Sarub. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I can't be 100% sure. A 17-year-old Palestinian girl named Isra Sarub died during an exorcism in 2014. Abu Khalil al-Samili, the sheikh conducting the exorcism, forced her to drink a liter of water that had been mixed with salt in order to get the supposed demon to release her. Her mother, who watched her perish, said that he and the girl's brother forced her to drink after she complained that the water was too salty.
Good God.
There's no other information about this one. Just they made her drink fucking salt water until
Good
she
God.
died.
Yikes.
That's insane. Yeah. Here's the exorcism of nun Irina Kornitsi. In 2005, Marachika Irina Kornitsi, a young Romanian nun, believed the devil was trying to communicate with her inside of her mind. She was initially treated for schizophrenia, but her fellow nuns decided that what she needed was a good exorcism.
No. Well, you never tell nuns about the voices.
So, of course, the nuns and a monk tied the woman to a cross, shoved a towel in her mouth, and left her there for multiple days with no food. She died, of course, of suffocation and dehydration. The monk and nuns were charged with her murder, and they were sentenced to between 5 and 14 years in prison. In 2012, they made a movie about it called Beyond the Hills. Here's one that was surprising. The Exorcism of Morgan Freeman's step-granddaughter.
I've heard about this one. Go on.
Yeah. Actor Morgan Freeman's step-granddaughter, 33-year-old Adina Hines, was fatally stabbed 16 times by her boyfriend, 30-year-old Lamar Davenport, in Manhattan in 2015. A witness told authorities that he'd heard Davenport screaming, "Get out, devils! I cast you out, devils!" as he killed Hines. Davenport was an aspiring rapper who called himself Lyric. And when cops got there, like, he just kept stabbing. So, like, they had to stop him from stabbing.
Jesus.
She's been dead 5 times over by that time. Like,
oh, demon inside of her, though.
well, I mean, I guess it got out. This next entry is just South Korean family's exorcism of family member, which sounds like they sent someone away. 5 members of a South Korean family were arrested in Germany in 2015 when police discovered a 41-year-old woman who had been bound to a bed in a hotel room, gagged, and beaten to death over the course of what appeared to be an exorcism. Apparently. Authorities determined she had died from suffocation as a result of force to her chest and stomach while her mouth was gagged with towels and a clothes hanger. Police found another injured woman related to those arrests who was suffering from dehydration and hypothermia. One of the arrested family members was the deceased woman's own son. We're going to keep going. These are all... I'm sorry to everybody listening now.
No, just keep going. I'm listening.
I'm utterly enthralled. For what I was going to name your segment was Exorcism or Snuff. It's hard to tell.
Eder Guzman Rodriguez's exorcism of his child. In 2011, Eder Guzman Rodriguez of Virginia beat his 2-year-old daughter Jocelyn to death while attempting to exorcise a demon he believed had entered her body. She was found beaten and strangled on a bed, and several religious books had been placed around the body. Before he murdered his daughter, he beat his wife to the point of blacking out so that she could not stop him. He was sentenced to 20 years and 11 months.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not overall. Good that punishment came.
Zekia L. Avery's exorcism of her own children. In 2014, a 28-year-old Maryland mother of 4 named Zekia L. Avery stabbed her 2 youngest children, ages 1 and 2, to death. The older children, ages 5 and 8, were wounded but survived. Another woman, 21-year-old Monifa Denise Sanford, was also charged in the murders. Police were alerted to the horrifying crime when a neighbor called and said they thought something weird was going on in the home. They later learned that Avery believed the devil was in her children, and she and Sanford had been trying to exorcise them. Which is... I mean, all of these are so fucking crazy to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
it's pretty
crazy
wild.
to, I think, all of us.
It seems like if you get possessed, just don't tell anyone, and don't tell the people who seem like you should tell.
Mm-hmm. Never trust those who should be trusted. If Werewolf Radar teaches you anything, never trust your parents.
That's right, kids. Get out of there. You
And
can ride the rails for as long as you need to.
Never go.
The world will
Catholic on
provide.
this.
Never go what, Jordan?
Never go Catholic when the possession
Yeah.
comes down to it.
Oh, this is horrifying and epic. It's always fun when we do true crime, but then I feel bad about humanity.
Yeah, I kind of thought that these were going to go by a little quicker.
They've gone by quick and exciting. Like, if I was my girlfriend, she would be utterly enthralled right now. This is right up her bag.
So this next one is the exorcism. It's also crazy that they were like the top 15 exorcisms that were way wrong.
They did go way wrong.
Somebody had to rank these.
Oh, I think the rating might be random. I think they're just kind of placed wherever. It seems like there's just a lot of stabbing of children.
It's mostly killing children with knives, yeah. And apparently towels.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, the exorcism of Jacqueline Sanchez. Jacqueline Sanchez was 22 when she suffered a fatal heart attack at her family's church in Belize in 2015. Her parents said that she was struck with convulsions and refused to eat after using a Ouija board, and they believed she'd been possessed.
Yikes.
Though Sanchez was
You don't want
reportedly
that.
held... Yep. She was reportedly held down during her exorcism. Authorities also ruled that she died of natural causes and that, quote, the bruises and lacerations to her body were due to a trance that she was suffering.
Oh, what? this
sounds
is just
like
a trance.
Full-on murder. Yeah.
People got away with.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, nobody went to jail for her killing. The exorcism of Terence Cottrell. 8-year-old Terence Cottrell died during an exorcism at Faith Temple Church of the Apostolic Faith in Milwaukee in 2003. I feel like we've maybe even talked about this before. Terence's mother believed that the church could help cure her autistic son. So they knew that he was autistic.
Also, never take an autistic
demon.
kid to a Catholic church.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
She believed he was being used as a vessel for communication by evil spirits. During one prayer session, the boy was wrapped in sheets, suffocated to death, and was ruled a homicide. The boy's mother had only been attending the church for 3 months before her son's death.
Jesus Christ, the church got right into it. They were like, we need to kill this kid now. I mean, that's not what they said, but you know.
Yeah.
This next one is just titled The Exorcism of a 2-Year-Old Boy.
Oh,
A 2-year-old boy starved to death after his parents and church members they lived with refused to give him more food for more than 20 days. They thought the boy was possessed and that fasting would cast the demon out. The family went to a church in Texas led by Arcelia Meza and her husband. The couple ran the church out of their home.
I mean,
another thing, home churches it seems like other churches you shouldn't trust either, but especially not a home church with an exorcism.
Yeah, home churching seems like a bad plan.
Demons do love food.
They do love food, though. I love food. Am I a demon?
Demon!
Huh? I just puff and wait, will it work? No, I'm in focus still.
Yeah.
All right, it's not getting any better. Irene Mbitha's exorcism of her baby.
Oh.
Irene Mbitha allegedly murdered her 6-month-old baby by cutting out his tongue and intestines in an
Irene!
exorcism in Kenya in 2016.
Irene.
Mbitha claimed her horrifying actions were to free her son from demons, and neighbors said they heard her praying for several hours before the murder. In news broadcasts, Mbitha was pictured holding the baby's body wrapped in a sheet in her lap. The boy's father was away at the time, and Mbitha and the child had been staying with her aunt. I don't really know why the last fact is necessary, but
in case there's like ant related factors. Maybe she had like turquoise poisoning or something.
The next one is the exorcism of Joan Vollmer. In 1993, Joan Vollmer perished during an exorcism in Victoria. Her husband told 2 exorcists that he believed his wife was possessed. The group imprisoned her in the couple's house and tied her to a chair. It's also mind-blowing that if you're an exorcist, you can apparently just kidnap anybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, who's going to stop you? You're basically Van Helsing.
You're basically a paranormal cop. And just like cops, you can make people vanish from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
After many unsuccessful attempts to remove her supposed demons, they decided to manually squeeze the demon in her belly out of her mouth.
Guys, that's her kidneys.
This caused her to suffer a heart attack and to die.
Holy fuck.
All right, we got 2 more.
Dude, go down the list. This has been crazy. This is the part
Go.
of true crime that I generally enjoy when it's got that tinge of paranormal to it.
This one's about a guy named Walter Zepeda. According to the Globe and Mail, 19-year-old Walter Zepeda's father believed his son was possessed. In an effort to save him, he contacted a friend that attended the same church, the Missionary Church of Christ in Ontario. The process involved confining the teen for 7 days, which the family did by binding him to a metal chair in the basement.
Guys,
They had it set up.
Yeah, it's like Casino Royale down there. They're gonna hit his nuts.
God, guys,
Ultimately, it says he died of hydration.
of
and
hydration.
The father dehydration.
Oh,
Sorry. I don't know if
that's a different thing. That's where they hook you up to the hose.
we had the hydration one die. And Zepeda's father and the father's friend were convicted of manslaughter. So, I mean,
Wow, that's good.
fine, but like they were ready for it.
Oh yeah. They had a chair. They picked out a chair.
And this is the last one is the exorcism of Christy Bemu. Again, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Magali Bemu and her boyfriend Eric Bikubi murdered Bamu's 15-year-old brother, Christy Bemu. Christy and 4 of his siblings were visiting Bamu and Bikubi in London, though they lived in Paris for the holidays in 2010. Bikubi soon became convinced that Christy had been practicing witchcraft and subjected him to horrible torture for several days, including beatings and starvation. They ultimately drowned him in a bath. They made him take for a ritual cleansing purpose on Christmas Day.
Wow.
Come on.
The old Christmas exorcism.
Home
Come
for the
on.
holidays.
Like, I get it. Like, your Christ is like the most powerful it can be. Thus, the exorcism should be more powerful. But like, it's Christmas. Wait till after the holidays.
See, Roger, it's when you say stuff like "your Christ" that people think you're a vampire.
Listen, I like the taste of blood.
The Nazarene will help you.
The Nazarene won't help you. He was born in the summer, fools.
You cannot see this place.
They did let him open one present the night before.
Oh no! Does it say that?
No, it does not.
Oh, thank God. If this kid had a fucking like an Atari that he was thinking about, that would have put this into the next level of fucking sadness for me. Although maybe that would have comforted him in those last moments.
Anyway, yeah, that's Ranker's top 15 Exorcists Gone Wrong.
Oof. Yeah, I'll say. Rough.
It finished with a
times.
firecracker, though. Bravo.
Indeed. The grand finale.
Now, I guess it is my time to close.
Return to face the